The boy takes in a sexy female alien who looks exactly like a human except for her cat ears and a tail. Just like the cats, she likes humans and will also experience estrus, during which she will be eager to have intimate interactions with others. This makes the boy very annoyed. What will happen when the boy lives with the sexy and enthusiastic alien? Let's see. The male protagonist Kyo is an ordinary high school student. One day, he encounters a beautiful girl named Eris at a party, who has cat ears and a tail. At first, Kyo thinks she wears the ears and the tail as jewelry. He only thinks Eris is beautiful and doesn't feel anything special on her. Kyo gets drunk at the party, and Eris sends him home and sleeps with him for the night. Kyo is surprised and doesn't know why Eris sleeps in his bed. She tells him that she finds him somewhat familiar, so she sleeps in his bed. Eris seems to have different personalities from other people. At this time, Kyo's neighbor Manami comes to visit Kyo. Upon seeing Eris, she thinks Eris is Kyo's girlfriend. Kyo wants to explain, but Manami thinks that Eris wears cat ears and a tail to satisfy Kyo's strange desires, so she doesn't believe his explanation. Immediately afterwards, Kyo's teacher also comes to Kyo's house, and after meeting Eris, she has the same idea as Manami. Eris then explains for Kyo that her cat ears and tail are real, not jewelry. She is an alien who has just arrived on Earth. Eris belongs to the species Ketia, and their bodies are no different from humans except for their ears and tail. The Ketias are technologically advanced compared to humans. Luckily, they are friendly and have no intentions of invading Earth, only wanting to be friends with humans. Eris is the first Ketia who arrived on Earth, and many other Ketias are still on a spaceship. Upon learning of this, Manami and Kyo's teacher are shocked, and they quickly leave Kyo's house and start to monitor Eris. It turns out that Kyo's home is in Okinawa, and there is a US military base nearby, so there are many spies and agents among his acquaintances. Manami and his teacher are both agents, but Kyo doesn't know about it. In addition to them, there is another one of Kyo's friends who is an agent, and her name is Aoi. Outwardly, Aoi is just a quiet and gentle girl, but in fact, she is a very powerful female agent. She possesses superpowers, and she is best at assassination. Aoi receives the task of assassinating Kyo and Eris, but as she likes Kyo very much, she does not want to target him. After Eris meets Kyo, she stays at his home. Ketia's personality is very similar to cats, and they treat the people they like just like how the cats treat their owners. Eris falls in love with Kyo at first sight, so she takes Kyo as her owner. After living in Kyo's house for a while, Eris suddenly offers to pay him. Since Ketia and the Earth government have not yet formally established diplomatic relations, Ketia's currency cannot be used on Earth. Eris offers that she can repay Kyo by having intimate interactions with him. Kyo is very surprised and turns her down. He then learns that Eris learned about this through some videos. I don't think what Eris saw is a proper video. A few days later, many small robots grow in the yard of Kyo's house. These robots are grown by Eris. She brings a lot of nanomachine capsules. As long as she plants them in the ground, the robots can grow. These robots are good at housework and guarding. In the future, they will guard Kyo's home, which can be counted as a way for Eris to repay Kyo. That night, a mysterious organization, Beautiful Contact, suddenly attacks Eris and Kyo. Beautiful Contact believes that Ketia is the enemy of humanity, and they want to prevent Ketia from establishing diplomatic relations with humans. At this time, Aoi, wearing special armor, appears and defeats Beautiful Contact, protecting Kyo. She likes Kyo so much that she is reluctant to kill him, but she can kill Eris. Kyo immediately stops her with his body. Reluctant to accept this, Aoi abandons the assassination. After Aoi leaves, another organization appears, and they successfully kidnap Eris and knock Kyo unconscious. Kyo wakes up and goes with his uncle to rescue Eris. Just now Kyo recognizes that there is someone he knows in the organization that kidnapped Eris, and she is Manami. Manami feels guilty, so she tells Kyo that she is actually a CIA spy, and the organization that kidnapped Eris is the CIA. Kyo's uncle thinks of a way to help Kyo. They come to a bar, which is the stronghold of Beautiful Contact, and Kyo's teacher is one of its members. After having a conversation, Beautiful Contact believes that Ketia is not an enemy of humanity but a friend, and they decide to help Kyo in order to make up for their previous mistakes. Kyo and Beautiful Contact launch a sneak attack on the CIA's base. To help Kyo, Manami betrays the CIA, while Aoi, as an agent, betrays the Japanese government. She joins Manami in helping Kyo save Eris. When Eris hears that Kyo is risking his life to save her, she breaks the cage and knocks down the guards around. By the time Kyo enters the base, she is free. After that, Eris and Kyo begin to run away. The CIA sends tanks to stop them, and Eris summons her robots, who fight back with quasi-antimatter hammers. Such a hammer can destroy any inorganic matter, and the tank disappears instantly after being hit, leaving only the driver of the tank alive. After Kyo rescues Eris, Katia's spaceship finally lands on Earth, and Eris' friends arrive. They will be negotiating with humans on behalf of Katia. At Eris' suggestion, they put on swimsuits while negotiating. This is again what Eris learned in the video, which is said to disrupt the male's mind. In fact, this method really works, and they have gained an absolute advantage while negotiating. After the negotiations, they visit Kyo's home, and they all love Kyo. Coincidentally, Manami and Aoi also arrive here. As Manami betrayed the CIA and Aoi betrayed the Japanese government, they are likely to be retaliated. Kyo's home is now a temporary embassy for the Katia, and if the CIA or the Japanese government sends someone to attack it, it will be a declaration of war on the Katia. So Kyo's home is now very safe. Manami and Aoi decide to live here so they don't need to worry about retaliation anymore. Manami and Aoi both have a crush on Kyo. They are very happy after they move into his house, but sometimes they feel jealous. Unlike Manami and Aoi, Eris shows her affection for Kyo in a more straightforward way. She gets into the bathroom while Kyo is bathing and joins him. Upon discovering this, Manami immediately stops her. When Manami and Aoi are taking a bath, a group of people suddenly attacks Kyo's home. Manami and Aoi don't have time to get dressed and shoot back. Aoi has the superpower to teleport anything within 50 meters into her hands. She cooperates with Manami and quickly drives away the attackers. When Kyo hears gunshots and rushes to the scene, he accidentally sees the bodies of Manami and Aoi. As a result, he is scolded by Manami. Though failing their first attack, this group of people doesn't give up, and they will continue attacking Kyo's house until they capture Eris. In fact, they do not belong to the government of any country and are actually big fans of Eris. Before Eris appeared, they were very fond of cats. After Katia appears, they go crazy about Eris. Their leader, Antonia, is a super rich man who decides to kidnap Eris into her home no matter how much it will cost, making Eris their god. Recently, Eris is undergoing estrus, so she gets very excited, eager to have intimate interactions with Kyo, but Kyo is very shy and turns her down. Later, Eris receives a mission and needs to head to Tokyo to investigate human society. Traveling allows Eris to vent her surplus energy so that she won't keep being eager to have close physical contact with Kyo. In fact, before the arrival of Katia, another alien, Dojijia, have already arrived on Earth. They are Katia's enemies and already have a strong influence on Earth. It was precisely because of the Dojijia that the Japanese government sent Aoi to assassinate Eris. When they learn of Eris' whereabouts, they send another attack on her. Manami and Aoi worry that Eris will be attacked, so they join the trip. They hang out at the mall together. While leaving the mall, Manami and Aoi notice that someone is following them. After discussing, they decide that Aoi will find an opportunity to deal with the stalker, and Manami will protect Eris and Kyo. They then take the tram to the next area. On the tram, another group suddenly attacks. They defeat Manami and capture Eris and Kyo. By the time Ab defeats the stalker and returns to the tram, Eris and Kyo are missing. Luckily, the people who capture Eris and Kyo are not Dojijia, but crazy fans of Eris. They just want Eris to be their god and will never hurt them. They are based on Antonia's cruise ship, one of the most luxurious cruise ships in the world, and it is as huge as an aircraft carrier. Aoi and Manami decide to go on the cruise ship to rescue Eris and Kyo. Antonia and her subordinates treat Eris well. In addition to freeing her, they also fulfill all of her requests. When Dojijia learn that Eris is on Antonia's cruise ship, they decide to destroy the entire cruise ship. Meanwhile, Aoi and Manami are buying guns and ship, but after they buy guns, they have no money to buy the ship. Luckily, they find a film crew shooting a movie here, and they have a great ship. They disguise themselves as extras and sneak into the shooting scene. When they are filming the scene of piloting the ship, they drive the ship away. They soon find Antonia's cruise ship, where there are many weapons, but these cannot hit Aoi and Manami. It turns out that the Dojijia have also begun to attack the cruise ship, and they have already destroyed its weapon control system. Aoi and Manami bring a robot to help them fight. The robot is capable of firing antimatter bullets, which can instantly destroy any inorganic matter. They cause a hole in the cruise ship and enter it through this hole. A very fierce battle then ensues inside the cruise ship. Aoi and Manami defeat the guards first, and then encounter Dojijia. Aoi's special armor is actually made by Dojijia, and she can't attack Dojijia when she wears it. Therefore, Aoi can only use the bounce of the bullet to shoot Dojijia. This shot breaks the control chip of Dojijia's armor, leaving her with no choice but to take off the armor. Angry, the Dojijia immediately orders her subordinates to fire at her coordinates. They hit Aoi, knocking her unconscious. The attack also severely damages the cruise ship, which will sink soon after. Those on board must flee immediately. Eris and the others meet Antonia during their escape. Kyo tells Antonia that what she does is wrong. If Antonia really likes Eris, she should respect Eris' thoughts instead of kidnapping her and forcing her to become a god. Convinced by this, Antonia sincerely apologizes to Eris and runs away with them, while the others are fleeing. Only Kyo runs in the opposite direction. He doesn't see Aoi and is very worried about her. Eventually, he manages to find the unconscious Aoi and rescue her from the cruise ship. Aoi is very touched, and she likes Kyo even more. Obviously, Manami and Eris also like Kyo, so which girl will Kyo choose? Let's see, and I am sure you will be surprised when you see the ending of the story. After this battle, Katia analyzes the weapons and equipment of the Dojijia. They know that the Dojijia will attack them again. Katia's room is special, and the nanorobots can create any scene here. They create a sauna scene and hold a meeting in it. As it is too hot, they change the scene to a winter outdoors, and this time, they feel so cold. Meanwhile, Aoi and Manami are analyzing the previous battle. They decide to have more combat training to prepare for the next battle, but Kyo thinks that practicing shooting in the yard will scare the neighbors, so he asks them to choose a suitable place. At this time, Katia suggests that they go training on the spaceship of the Katia. So they come to the spaceship. Here they can create any scene, and most Katia spend their estrus in this room. They can create the partners of Katia to accompany them through estrus here. So Aoi and Manami begin their training here. Aoi already has excellent shooting skills, so she decides to practice cooking here. Manami practices shooting with many different guns here. Halfway through, she creates Kyo and confesses to him. Kyo tells Manami that he doesn't like her and considers her a friend. Manami knows this Kyo is fake, but she still feels sad because the real Kyo will probably give such an answer as well. Kyo grows up with Manami, and they are more like friends than lovers. Manami knows she probably won't have a chance to be with Kyo, so she wants him to fall in love with another good girl. She thinks that Aoi is more suitable for Kyo than Eris, so she decides to help Aoi win Kyo's heart. The previous stories all happened during the summer vacation, and now the summer vacation is over. Kyo, Aoi and Manami will return to school. In order to stay with Kyo, Eris also transfers to his school. To get close to Eris, Antonia follows her to the school. Antonia is super rich, so her bodyguards also transfer here. Kyo is a member of the film club. Recently, the film club will have a travel, and Eris wants to travel with Kyo, so she joins the film club. Of course, Antonia and her bodyguards join the film club as well. Manami wants to help Aoi win Kyo's heart, so she also joins the film club with Aoi. This time they will travel to the beach, and Antonia sends a convoy of cars to escort the members of the film club. After they reach the beach, Kyo suggests that everyone change into swimsuits and go swimming together. However, Aoi and Manami do not bring swimsuits. Thankfully, Antonia makes perfect preparations. Her subordinates set up many tents by the sea, where there are various styles of swimsuits. The girls change into swimming suits in the tent, and seeing them, the boys in the film club are surprised. Everyone plays by the sea until the evening. Antonia arranges a barbecue party for dinner. After eating dinner, Kyo suddenly invites Aoi to meet alone. Aoi thinks Kyo is going to confess to her, and she is looking forward to it. But Kyo just wants Aoi to teach him how to fight. Aoi feels very sad and lost. At this time, Eris comes to her. Aoi is jealous of Eris, because Eris is not only beautiful but also kind and gentle, and she thinks that Kyo will definitely fall in love with Eris. After learning of her troubles, Eris gently comforts her. Just then, the Dojijia sends robots to attack them again, which are later defeated by the robots of Aoi and Katia. After this experience, Kyo wants to learn to fight even more, as he wants to protect his friends. Aoi is also no longer sad about yesterday's events. She knows that how much Kyo wants to learn to fight, so she agrees to his request. Aoi takes Kyo to the shooting range, and she intends to teach him how to shoot. The gun Kyo uses is loaded with antimatter bullets, which only destroy other people's weapons and do not kill opponents. In addition to shooting, Aoi teaches Kyo how to fight with hands. They train on Ketia's spaceship, where different scenes can be created instantly, so Kyo can learn different skills quickly. Previously, Manami used to train with Aoi, but after Kyo starts learning to fight, she doesn't join their training. Manami wants to leave Aoi alone with Kyo, but Aoi doesn't understand her thoughts. She asks Manami to continue training, only to be rejected by her. Manami makes an excuse that she is strong enough and doesn't need to train anymore. So they offer to have a duel. The loser must unconditionally obey the orders of the winner once. Aoi wants to use this to keep Manami training. They then come to a forest. Having a duel in the forest can test their various abilities. Aoi and Manami must survive in the forest before they meet. Also, they need to find each other's location based on the traces. Aoi and Manami slowly approach each other and eventually discover each other almost at the same time. They use antimatter bullets to shoot each other, and Aoi first hits Manami's weapon, causing her weapon to disappear. But Manami still has spare weapons, while Aoi runs out of her bullets. In the end, it is Manami who wins the duel. She orders Aoi to treat Kyo in a more intimate way. Aoi is surprised by this order, as she knows that Manami also likes Kyo. At this time, two soldiers sent by the Dojijia suddenly attack them. Manami and Aoi dodge the attack immediately, and then they perfectly work together to approach the two soldiers and destroy their weapons and clothes. After this fight, Manami and Aoi reconcile. When they return home, Aoi gets closer to Kyo as agreed, but Kyo doesn't realize Aoi likes him, which causes Manami to be anxious and helpless. After some time, a special robot will come to Earth. This robot is the first intelligent robot built by Catgirls, so she is called Unit 001, and the later robots can be said to be her descendants. Catgirls build robots to explore the universe, but Unit 001's spaceship was damaged during a voyage destined for Earth, drifting in space for nearly 1,000 years. Recently, it has been found. Since Unit 001 is severely damaged, she will soon shut down forever, and her wish is to visit her former destination before she is completely damaged. Soon after, she arrives on Earth. She's different from other robots. Today's robots look more like cute kittens, and Unit 001 looks more like Catgirls. The other robots welcome their ancestor Unit 001 very warmly. Unit 001 tells Kyo that previously, Catgirls didn't have advanced technology, so the robots could only be made into the appearance of Catgirls. Now they can make robots look like kittens, and they work more efficiently. In addition, another very important reason is that robots do not have rich emotions now. Unit 001 and robots of her generation have similar emotions to Catgirls, which even led to war between robots and Catgirls before. Now Unit 001 is the only robot that possesses feelings, so she sometimes feels lonely and sad. When she comes to Earth, she is amazed by the beauty here. She desperately hopes that her companions would also see the beauty of Earth, but this is impossible, as her companions are all Catgirls and they are all dead. At this time, Unit 001's life also comes to an end. While looking at the beauty of Earth, she sings an old song and then switches off. 4 robots. This means she's dead. Both Eris and Kyo are grieving for Unit 001. Unit 001 and her companions once traveled in space to establish friendship between Catgirls and humans, but unfortunately, they did not succeed in reaching Earth. Fortunately, Unit 001 died on Earth, which is a good ending for her. Christmas is one of the most important holidays on Earth. The captain of the Catgirls spaceship decides to travel to Earth at Christmas to visit the leaders of some countries. She first goes to Kyo's house, but the Dojijias take the opportunity to attack her. They use drugs to put the captain in a coma. They also attack Catgirls' spaceship. This time, instead of using technology, they use the power of magic to pause time in the spaceship, and all the Catgirls in the spaceship are unable to move. If unmanned, the spaceship will continue to head to Earth. If it crashes directly into Earth, all living beings on Earth will be destroyed. However, the spaceship has a self-destruct program, which will be activated before it hits Earth, causing the spaceship to be detonated instantly. All the people in the spaceship will die in the explosion. Now only the captain can change the spaceship's direction. At this time, the captain's bell suddenly flies to Kyo. It turns out before falling unconscious, the captain appointed Kyo as the new captain. But the problem is that how Kyo can enter the spaceship. The Catgirls flying machine was damaged by the Dojijias, so in order to reach space, they have to ask for Antonia's help. Antonia, in order to help Eris, immediately decides to buy a rocket. Next, as long as Kyo can get close to the spaceship, the robots can create a simple teleportation device to send him into the spaceship. But then Antonia tells them that the rockets have been sold out. The Dojijias bought all the rockets in advance. Eris thinks of another way. Catgirls' bell is just like a supercomputer. In the captain's bell, there is a magical function, which allows the user to change the structure of an item and create a new object according to the user's imagination. That is, if Kyo can imagine the construction of a rocket, the bell can make a rocket. However, Kyo doesn't understand the structure of rockets, but if he is given a closer look at a rocket, he can make it. After investigation, Antonia's subordinate finds that there is an abandoned rocket in Russia, which is a good reference substance, so they immediately go to Russia. A soldier leads them into a military base, where Kyo meets the rocket. He then begins trying to build a rocket, but it is very difficult, and he fails several attempts. To make matters worse, a Dojijia spy suddenly kidnaps Kyo. Aoi is the first to come to Kyo's side. She shoots immediately, and the antimatter bullet destroys the spy's gun. Soon, Kyo is saved. but the spy tells the Dojijias that Kyo is here. Now several armies are rushing towards this military base. There are only 3 hours left before the arrival of the armies, and Kyo has to build a rocket in 3 hours. At the critical moment, Kyo's imagination is beyond his expectations. He not only builds a rocket but also transforms it into a rocket capable of carrying many people. Kyo and his companions will then head to Kittia's spaceship to save all the crew. Antonia and her subordinates will stay here to fight the coming armies, and they will cover the takeoff of Kyo's rocket. This operation is very dangerous, and everyone on the rocket may die in the universe. So Manami wants Aoi to confess to Kyo, as this may be the last chance. Aoi knows that Manami also likes Kyo, and she hopes that Manami will also confess to him at the last chance, leading to an argument between them. When Eris hears the reason for their dispute, she tells them that Kittias can have multiple partners at the same time, so she suggests that they both have a romantic relationship with Kyo. Convinced by this, Manami and Aoi kiss Kyo in turn, and Eris also won't miss this chance, kissing Kyo affectionately. Then they put on spacesuits and leave the rocket together, giving Kyo a cover to enter Kittia's spaceship. Halfway through, the rocket is attacked by the Dojijias. Manami, Aoi, and Eris block the attack for Kyo. With their help, Kyo enters the spaceship, after which he destroys the magic array to stop the magic of pausing time. After waking up, the Kittias immediately fight back the Dojijias. Now Kyo only needs to change the spaceship's direction, but his order doesn't work. It turns out that the spaceship's control system will automatically verify the captain's DNA, and only Kittias can control it. So Kyo can't control the spaceship even if he is the new captain. However, the captain's bell can even change the structure of the human body, so Kyo can even instantly become a Kittia if he wants to. Without hesitation, Kyo agrees to become a Kittia and stops the spaceship from moving forward. After that, the captain also wakes up and takes charge of the spaceship again. To thank Kyo, the Kittias give a special Christmas gift to Earth, which is a space elevator like a Christmas tree. In the future, humans can enter space by taking this elevator. Looking at the space elevator, Kyo and his lovers spend a pleasant Christmas, and they will live a happy life in the future. That brings the end of this anime. This anime creates a very interesting race, the Kittias, who possess much more advanced technology than humans, but they are not aggressive, and they only want to be friends with humans. Kittias seem to be all beautiful girls, and they are as cute as cats. As the villains in this anime, the Dojijias look evil and despicable. They aren't as loyal and cute as the dogs in reality, and I believe the author must like cats more. Here I want to ask you a question. If aliens like some kind of animals came to Earth, would you rather see Kittias or Dojijias, or aliens like other animals? Comment below to tell me. In the end, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support means a lot to me, and I hope my channel will be better. Bye.